It's Thursday the 11th of March and welcome to the Breakfast Show. I'm your host Mark Anthony and we have a packed show for you today. We'll take a closer look at the news headlines in just a second, but before we begin, as usual, I wanted to say a very happy birthday to footballer Didier Drogba and to media mogul Rupert Murdoch. The similarities between the two are remarkable. It just goes to show there might be some truth in the concept of astrology after all. I'd also like to say a very happy retirement to Kevin Robson, the commercial director at Thompson's of Prudhoe. Kevin retires officially at the end of March, but due to holidays, it was actually his last day yesterday. Kevin joined Thompson's in 1983 as a quantity surveyor and has given 38 years of service to Thompson's, which I think is a testament to both him and to the company as well. According to his colleagues, Kevin is really an old school professional, on time every day. Remember the days when that was a thing? Religiously takes his lunch between 1 and 2 and always wore a shirt and tie fully fastened. So happy retirement, Kevin. Enjoy your well-earned retirement and enjoy your golf. We'll be right back to look at the news headlines after this.
If you enjoyed this show, please consider supporting us. Go to buymeacoffee.com/demolition news.
Now, on the subject of Buy Me a Coffee, I've just added a copy of my book, The Japanese Way, to the site. I wrote the book following a trip to Japan about 18 months ago to look at the Japanese demolition business firsthand, basically. That book is on sale now at buymeacoffee.com/demolition news, and it's priced at just £3, 3 of your finest English pounds. Sales of the books and tips on Buy Me a Coffee help support this site, so thanks in advance for your support. We will get to the news headlines in a second, I promise, but I also want to say congratulations to my friend Callum McIntosh, who has just been named president of the Scottish Plant Owners Association, so congratulations. I will get to the news headlines in just a moment, but this one broke literally as I was coming on air. The Competition and Markets Authority has secured the disqualification of 3 company directors after finding they broke competition law by forming a construction supply cartel. All 3 were in the roofing business. The move follows an investigation into 2 of the UK's largest suppliers of rolled lead to roofers. That's Associated Lead Mills, or ALM, and BLM British Lead. The companies admitted last year to forming an illegal cartel and will fine more than £9 million. The CMA has now secured the disqualification of Jocelyn Campbell of BLM and Graham Hudson and Maurice Sherling of ALM. All were directors at the time when the illegal activity took place, and you can find out more about that over at constructioninquirer.com. Now, I did promise we'd get to the proper news headlines, and so here we go. According to new research, small business owners, or SMEs, were tested to the limit over the past year thanks to the pandemic, putting intense pressure on cash flow and on jobs. New research from accounting software provider QuickBooks reveals the range of personal sacrifices small business owners have taken just to keep their businesses afloat and employees in roles, including digging deep into their own savings. With over half of the small businesses surveyed unable to trade at some point in the past year, small business owners spent an average of £7,000 of their personal savings to keep staff on payroll and to keep their business going. The new study highlights that a third of small business owners gave up their own salaries to keep employees on during the pandemic, while nearly half gave up holidays, 41% gave up bonuses, and 30% gave up their dividends. One of the joys of being a small business owner, and trust me, as a small business owner and a self-employed person, I can feel their pain. And the personal burden on these small businesses haven't been restricted to financial sacrifice either. Owners have had to take action to retain their staff, with more than half admitting to working extra hours. I can share that pain as well. Working on the weekend to keep on top of changes to payroll regulations and the furlough scheme. So let's hope that the recovery pays them back in spades. Former President Trump was somewhat less than impressed with the new US Embassy building at 9 Elms Lane in London's Vauxhall, describing it variously as lousy, horrible, and a Bush-Obama special. Obviously, this wasn't the worst thing he said during his presidency, but then I guess we do have quite a few of those to choose from. But now, just to rub salt in his wounds, the former US embassy is now facing demolition ahead of a £400 million new build of a hotel on a prime spot in London's Mayfair. According to our friends at market intelligence provider the Builders Conference, main contractor Multiplex has been given the nod of approval, while Carey Group is thought to have been awarded the demolition package. The old building in the heart of Mayfair was never actually owned outright by the US, which had a 999-year lease, while the freehold is owned by Grosvenor Estates. Huge thanks to Neil Edwards and the team over at Builders Conference for alerting us to this one. Hitachi has announced the introduction of its first Stage 5 compliant wheel loader, the first model from a new generation, and it's called the ZW220-7. Rather than me babbling on straight away, what say we have a look at the machine in question? According to the good folks at Hitachi, the machine is the safest in the market thanks to superb all-round visibility and intelligent systems. With the aerial angle camera system, operators have an exceptional 270-degree bird's eye view of the job site, while the rear obstacle detection and warning system alerts them immediately if anything gets closer to the machine. Key specifications of the new unit include a 157 kilowatt Stage 5 compliant engine and an operating weight of somewhere between 18 and 19.5 tons. Certainly looks the part. Obviously Hitachi will be able to tell you more, or your local dealer I'm sure would be only too happy to help. As I say, it's been a packed show today and I don't like to take up too much of your time this time in the morning. Obviously you've got to find time for your coffee. Already had mine. So I'm going to call it a day on the show proper there. We'll be back here again at 10 a.m. tomorrow for what actually is the 15th consecutive breakfast show. I know 15 isn't much of an anniversary, but 3 weeks of solid live shows. Shows we're back on a roll, and it also shows the fact that people are starting to consume this. We're actually hitting an audience, a live audience, that varies day to day, but the watch views over on Instagram are rising by the day. So if you are on Instagram and you'd like to play catch up on these, you will find them on Demolition News on our IGTV feed. That should just about do us for today. I'll be working to make this available on YouTube in the very near future. It will also be available on LinkedIn within the next hour or so. The audio version will go out this afternoon. In the meantime, stay safe. It's windy out there, so really wrap up warm, stay safe, and I will see you again 10 a.m. tomorrow. Thanks for watching.